Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now, guys. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather while I record this, so if I get all scratchy or sniffly or sneezy, well, that's why. Man, I've been sneezing so much today, so yeah, that that might be a thing that happens. Anyway, we have another PTL battle. This time it's week 13. Game number 2 in what was kind of a doubleheader. Yeah, I'm uploading like 4 videos in this league back to back, and then that's hopefully going to be followed by some more PPL action. So I'm going to say it at the beginning of the video, subscribe for more. You know it, I'm a busy person, but I managed to crank out videos as expected. Anyway, we just came off of probably the most unexpected win in the universe. Like, I was up against Salty Jack, who's, you know, one of the better players in this league, and we came out with a huge 5-0, which put us right back up into the standings. So it's like, if we win out, like, we're guaranteed a spot in D1 for next season. Well, not guaranteed, but we have a pretty good chance. It's super helpful. So it's the, yeah, if we go, like, if the last 4 games are basically 4-0, we've got a pretty good chance. If we go 3-1, it's still a chance, but a pretty bad one at that. But if we go like 2-2, it's, you know, just not gonna happen. So basically, we gotta win this one, we gotta win the next one, and we gotta win the third one. So it's like, or win 2, lose 1, but then, you know, be sweating about other people's games. So anyway, point is, we want to win. Made a team for it. If you didn't see my team builder, go watch that right now. I, you know, do separate videos most of the time, all the time. But yeah, quick recap. I decided to go with dual Scarfers. I've got Braviary and Latias, both my Scarfers, because that's, you know, a way to play ridiculously offensive teams like Helmius. I've got my lead Sash Galvantula with webs, because those will be crucial for me. I've got Aegislash with air balloons, so I beat Landorus. Like, it can't hit me with Earth Power, it can't hit me with Sludge Wave, so it's like, it's not doing any damage, and like, bam, HP Ice, you're gone. I've got Dual Dance Terrakion, because depending on certain sets of his, I may very well get both a Swords Dance and a Rock Polish, and then I've got Z Stone Edge, but most times I'll just be going for one, depending on if I have Galvantula's webs up or not. And then I've got Nasty Plot, Ninetales. I actually threw sub on this because I force a lot of switches, especially like Landorus. I force switches on, yeah, just a number of things, so I can get a sub, Nasty Plot, and then that could potentially clean up. So that's the team I brought. It's much more like hyper offense than I generally tend to bring. I mean, the team that I have this league, it's like kind of awkward. It can't really do bulky offense. It can't really do hyper offense. I can't do stall for crap. It's like everything's in this weird limbo state. So this is the most hyper offense I can really do, but even then it's not fantastic. So yeah, towards the end of the season, I just really saw the limitations to what my team could do. And yeah, that's, I really wanted to do hyper offense this game, because he's got scary threats like Landorus, like no, I have Aegislash. He's got like Landorus, Hoopa, Kyurem Black, and a bunch of other really scary things. Gallade, Gyarados. So yeah, let's get into this battle. Let's see what my opponent decided to bring now, shall we? He has Rotom Wash, Mega Gallade, Gyarados, Porygon 2, Kyurem Black, and Swalot. So the first thing you notice is there's no Hoopa, there's no Landorus, and I am just like, oh my god, sweet relief. The second thing I notice is, oh, his team is just way thicker than what I thought it would be. I thought he was going to go like balls to the walls offense on this. So Porygon's going to be fat and annoying. Swalot's going to be fat and annoying. Gyarados has the Intimidate, but it can still be set up and stuff, but it could be, you know, a Spadef Gyarados and all that stuff. Kyurem Black can be, you know, powerful, but it can also be like defensive. So if it's like an Assault Vest Kyurem Black, I don't have a ton to hit it for immediate damage. And then Rotom could be like a really defensive mon, or it could be offensive. His likely Scarfers with this team composition are either his Kyurem or his Rotom, so I gotta check for that. I am going to go ahead and lead with my Galvantula, because he's going to have a hard time getting rid of webs. His defoggers are either Gyarados, which is like, I don't even know if Gyarados actually gets defog. I don't think it actually does. So then that leaves Rotom. which if it's a defensive Rotom and it's got Defog, that's a lot easier for me to manage. But if it's an offensive choice Rotom of some kind, it won't have Defog, so I've got a good chance of keeping my webs up, which will be huge. So yeah, he leads with Swalot, interesting choice, but that can't really do anything to me, so I'm just going to get out my webs and like Volt Switch away from here. He goes for the stockpile right away, which is interesting because now he's like going to be really, you know, annoying to take down. I do have like Psychic on my Latios, or Psyshock rather, which, you know, at +2 it's doing a lot. But yeah, he's going to keep boosting. I think that's the maximum he can do, so I'm doing 30%. He clicks the Z button right away and gets all of its HP back. It's still a 4-hit KO on Latias right here, which it's going to be tedious, but it's going to be possible. But yeah, that's a thing. So I go for another Psyshock. You know, it's basically asking for a crit at this point. So he goes for the Curse now, which tells me one thing. He only has one attacking move. I mean, he wouldn't set up forever and then not attack. So if it's like whatever move it is, I think my best bet right here is to go into my Aegislash, because for one thing, I'm special. For two, if he's got like mono poison, can't touch me, and like his only other boosting move is Curse, which ups his defense, which is not favorable given that I have Psyshock. So I go for the Shadow Ball right here, and ooh, I get a crit. He was it was bound to happen eventually, but that just puts me in a much better spot. He goes for the Curse again, and I'm just wondering, like, can you even attack me, like, at all? But he manages to live that one and goes for the Seed Bomb. It does, like, not a lot. My Balloon pops, but it's like, he doesn't have Landorus, so that was kind of a wasted item anyway. I would have much rather had my Spoopy Plate, and that would have KO'd the Swalot, and I'd be at full, but whatever. Swalot goes down, so that was an interesting first few turns, but I guess I was just kind of, like, under-prepped for that. Go for the King Shield right here, see what this Rotom wants to do. Goes for the Volt Switch, which makes me think that that is his choice thing, but Latios can take any hit from it, especially that Volt Switch. And now he has 0 switches for a Draco Meteor. That's right, his Fairy type doesn't exist, his Steel type doesn't exist, so his best switch is like that Porygon 2, which is download. That's interesting. So I calc this, he is fully Spadef, which makes it's going to be an easier time for Terrakion, so it goes for the Thunderbolt there. That's, I don't know, kind of interesting, but yeah, it goes for the Recover, so it's looking like a pretty standard Porygon 2, so I think my Terrakion will have an easy time with this. He goes for the Tri Attack, doesn't do much, so I'm going to set up my Swords Dance right here. I was very worried that this Porygon 2 would have something like Toxic or Thunder Wave, depending on things, so, or that it would just like switch out right away. I figured it would just switch because close combat at that range does kill, but then Sword Dance was just the right move for me. But it goes for the Thunderbolt. So now I'm thinking, like, I go for the close combat right here, and the better move may have been at that point the Rock Polish. Just get my Dual Dance, and then his best bet is Gallade, but that takes a ton of damage from +2 anything, especially Z Stone Edge. So, but now whatever his Scarfer is can come in and revenge me because I didn't go for the Rock Polish. I would have lived another Thunderbolt. That does risk the paralysis, but I just needed to get Porygon 2 out of the way, because even if Terrakion goes down right here, which it does because, yeah, that's a Scarf Rotom, the lack of Porygon 2 just makes it easier for Latias and Ninetales down the line, both of which are looking very, very good at this moment. So yeah, Latias, Rotom switches out because it doesn't want to take a Draco, but I've got Energy Ball for it, which does a fair amount to that Gyarados. It's lefties, but it's based on that damage, it is a pretty bulky Gyarados. It has Avalanche, which is interesting, but I'm able to scare it out with a Volt Switch, and he doesn't have his Landorus, so I can go for Volt Switch for free, get some momentum. That's fantastic because, yeah, if he stays in, that's kind of a not great play. Kyurem comes in again, which at this point he's either dual Scarfers or that Kyurem is probably Assault Vest. Based on that damage, like, I think it is Assault Vest, but it could still be like bulky Choice Band or something, which would actually be fantastic against me. But I'm just going to go for the Flash Cannon here because that's like, well, no, I'm going to go for the King Shield, scout what it wants to do. And yeah, the Gyarados goes for the Waterfall. I should have King Shield there again. Now I'm not going to stay in against that. Would just be a kind of dumb play and go to Latias again. So Gyarados, that's a really cool Pokemon. Draco doesn't quite do enough, and Avalanche. Ooh, Avalanche, that was a... Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. I should have seen that coming. And Latias goes down. So Gyarados, again, I can threaten it with Galvantula, and I'm going to get into a better position with it. And my throat is just doing all kinds of things today. So this is Kyurem. It's Black Kyurem. And now without Latias, I don't have a lot that can do with it. But I'm just going to go for the Flash Cannon, but Fusion Bolt is able to take me out. So I'm in a bit of a predicament here. It could be Banded Kyurem, or it could be like Assault Vest Kyurem. I will, like, Ninetales will die if it has Iron Head. And then, you know, if I went for a Nasty Plot and it's like, I have Iron Head, that would just kind of be like, it would be pointless at this point. So I mentioned earlier, I did put Substitute on this. So that's what I'm going to go for right here to, like, scout if he's got Iron Head. Otherwise, Fusion Bolt is, like, the next best move that I can go for. I'd be able to live one after my Substitute, even if it's banded, get off my Nasty Plot, and then get ahead with Moonblast. But again, I just need to scout for that, like, right away. So I go for the sub. If he's got Iron Head, it's a no-go, but he does in fact have the Fusion Bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my Nasty Plot right here. I do live Fusion Bolt barely and take it out with the Moonblast. But of course now he's able to come straight in and revenge with Rotom, which that's annoying. So it's because I've got nothing for this, like. And yeah, he goes into Gallade, which is great because I can revenge super easily with Braviary right here. Because yeah, Gyarados gives me the +1. I'm wondering, do people forget about Defiant? Because I got a huge Defiant boost last game, you know, after Intimidate, and now I get another Defiant boost, so everything's doing a ton of damage. Yeah, Brave Bird right there. And Rotom comes in. I'm faster than this Rotom. And even at +1, unfortunately, Brave Bird does not KO. I would have really liked that because that just makes my life so much easier versus Rotom. The smart play would have been to think, oh yeah, it's obvious that Gallade would switch out right here. And then I can, you know, save Braviary for later. What lives a Brave Bird? Rotom. What does Rotom die to? Frustration. So... or rather, it dies to a +1 frustration. But if I got that much chip damage on it, you know, I could switch out, come back in, etc. But yeah, I'm not living when it goes for Volt Switch, which is unfortunate, which it, you know, does right here. But I just gotta hope that... I'm struggling to find out ways to deal with that Scarf Rotom, because obviously Volt Switch will take out my Braviary right there, which is super annoying, but maybe I can save Galvantula for later. No, I go for Bug Buzz. But this is great because now the Gallade is in range to die from frustration, and that's what I can hit Rotom hardest with. So it all depends on, like, what investment it has. So I'm Scarf, take that out, and I will be able to outspeed the Rotom. So unless it's, like, for some reason negative defense nature, or if I get a crit right here, I win. But I go for the frustration, it lives, Volt Switch, and I lose. So that's a very unfortunate 1-0 loss for me, which means, like, my chances are super slim. I've got to basically win my next 2 games and hope that basically everyone else in the bottom half of the division, like, loses out. So there's still a chance. It's a pretty low chance. So, you know, once again, I've accepted my fate. But yeah, good game, Helmy. You brought a really great team versus me. It was, you know, much bulkier than I was expecting. And yeah, I just had nothing to deal with that Rotom, which was super annoying. And I let Latias go down way too early, which would have helped me out better in the long run. And yeah, I just didn't play risky enough with Terrakion. I was too risky with Latias and not risky enough with Terrakion. So I guess that just shows that everything is kind of unbalanced and it doesn't always play out in my favor. So yeah, that's all for me today. Stay tuned for the rest of the season. I'm going to be super hungry for my last 2 wins. There are only 2 more weeks of this season. I say only. It's been, like, long. It's been 13 weeks, 13 battles. Holy crap. It's been going since, like, summer, and it's basically Christmas already. So this league's been taking forever, but it's almost over. Stick in there with me, guys. It's almost there. We're almost there. Almost there. Anyway, so that's all for me. Yeah, stay tuned for the next battle and all of PPL stuff. I wonder which league will finish first. So yeah, like the video if you liked it, comment down below if you got anything to say, and subscribe for more. And otherwise, I will see everyone in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.